Give me minds off top. Check the clock.
What's up, my sexy people? That's right, it's Monica Madrid with Football is Sexy, and we are going to talk about it. Week 1 is in the books. We're going to start with Monday night. Monday night, my boys, as you guys know, I'm a diehard faithful, versus one of the best defenses in the league, one of the best quarterbacks to play the game, Aaron Rodgers, and the Niners pulled out the win, pulled out that dub. And why am I so excited? Listen, a lot of people were giving me a little bit of flack because I was smoking my cigar and I was so excited, and everyone's like, calm down. It's just week 1. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to calm down. You know why I'm not going to calm down? Because this is the first game after our Super Bowl loss. And not only did we come out against one of the best defenses in the league, we came out without our number 1 running back in the league, Christian McCaffrey. And we still balled out. So there's a lot of things for the Niners to be excited about after week 1. Mason, my brother, 2-4, came on, gave us 147 yards. I mean, we all knew, and when I say we all, most of the Niner fans knew he was good. We've seen him play. We've seen the preseason. We've seen the tape. But did we know he was this good? I don't know. I mean, this was an amazing performance. So the Niners have a lot to be excited about. There was a lot of, don't forget, man, we went through a lot on the offseason. Not only did we lose a Super Bowl, we had the Brandon Ayuk. I just won't, the Brandon Ayuk drama of it all. Will he sign? Will he be a Steeler? It was just a lot. And then we have Trent Williams, our GOAT, also holding out. But on top of that, then our wide receiver, Ricky Pearsall, literally gets shot in the chest. I mean, we've gone through it. So for us to come out the way we did, get the W, and look like a team, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Kyle Juice, you could just feel that we're back. And so it wasn't just that we won the game, it's how we won the game. And the other thing I will say is that, listen, I had questions about our kicker last season. We got 6 field goals. Now, we need to clean that up, because once you're in the red zone, for the newbies, red zone is within 20 yards, striking distance of the end zone. We need to be able to turn that into touchdowns, which is 6 points, not 3. But that aside, what I was really excited about was to see the adjustment that our new defensive coordinator was able to make quickly. See, in my opinion, a lot of defensive coordinators will wait until halftime to make adjustments. I get the feeling that, the first half for the Jets, they were looking pretty good. And I feel like our DC was able to make quick adjustments on the fly. Change it up the end of the first quarter, second quarter, so that we're not going down by 21 points in the half. Then we want to make an adjustment. Then it's like a bigger mountain to climb. So I was really happy about that. But all right. So anyways, of course, I had to give you a little bit more of my thoughts on the Monday night game and the Niners. But let's talk about KC and the Ravens. Listen, that Thursday night opener was amazing. KC looks like KC. They just look stacked. They look like, and I've been saying this forever, is I really do believe that there will be a rematch between the Chiefs and the 49ers again. And the Ravens look just like the Ravens. They look good, but not good enough to get the job done. Sorry, that's just what I see. Let's talk about Friday night's game, Brazil. Packers versus Eagles. Now, I was going back and forth. I really think that was a 50-50 matchup. And then the Eagles showed up with Barkley. And Barkley was that one factor that put it over the edge. And Giants, I still, for the life of me, will never, ever understand why you let go of the best thing that really ever happened to you besides Eli Manning. And even that's questionable. So it's just crazy to me. But congratulations to the Eagles. I'm really sad to see Jordan Love go down. Obviously, I think the NFL is going to have to really look into those fields abroad and really fix that situation. My earpiece fell off. But yeah, I think, that field, everybody was just slipping on both sides. So hopefully they will really do a good job of really looking at those fields moving forward. Then we had Sunday night, the Lions put us in OT and came out with the W versus the Rams. That was a great NFC matchup. I think both teams played an excellent game. I hate seeing Puka Nakua go down. But Goff versus Stafford, what a matchup that is always going to be, because they were obviously, for those of you who don't know, they were on each other's teams, and so it's always going to be a little bit more of a revenge game, I think. Lions versus Rams. The Saints killed it over the Panthers. I mean, 47-10. Derek Carr, one of the top 5 QBRs this week. That was, but it's the Panthers. The Panthers have had a tough. Bryce Young, I know when you come out of college, you're probably going to be, if you're a top quarterback, you're not going to go on the best teams, obviously, but I don't think he realized what a hill he's going to have to climb. Surprises of the week, besides Tyreek getting detained on the way to Miami Stadium. Wow. Besides that, I would say the Bengals losing to the Patriots, definitely a surprise. I mean, Burrow struggled. Joe Burrow's the quarterback for the Bengals. But again, that shows you, Chase holding out, which is his wide receivers. You've got QBs and wide receivers. Even though they're both individually great, they still need time to get their timing right. And when you don't show up to training camps, this is kind of what happens. You're just not as good as you could be. We've got Sam Darnold. That was a surprise. At one point, he was 12 for 12. Who saw that coming? He ended up with over 200 yards and a win for the Minnesota Vikings. The other surprise, Baker Mayfield. What? 4 TDs, 24 for 30, 289 yards. I didn't see that coming. He always comes out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden he puts up these numbers. But I think the biggest surprise for a lot of people was Caleb Williams. And some people weren't surprised. They were like, hey, you're putting a lot of pressure on this dude. Yes, we know he was great for USC. Yes, we know he's on a great team. But you still have this thing called welcome to the NFL. And in college, it's said that when you come to the NFL, you lose about 2 seconds, and that's a long time. They're going to want to welcome you with loving open arms in the NFL. And so Caleb didn't have any touchdowns. The only touchdowns that the Bears scored were defensive touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They got field goals. They did pull out the win, but I don't think it was in the fashion that they were hoping or that they wanted to. So it'll be interesting to see if they turn that around in week 2. The top QBRs for week 1, listen to this. Josh Allen, Anthony Richardson. You've got Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, who got boosted out of the Raiders organization to the Saints, and Brock Purdy. Who is missing from that list? Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, who else? Stafford, Goff, and Joe Burrow. So I think it was an interesting week 1, and we know it's just week 1. We got a lot of ball to go. But those are the things that I think were a takeaway of some of the surprises, some of the not surprises. Kansas City still look great. The Niners still look great. I just don't know who's going to beat those 2 teams. I just don't. I'm gonna say it. Rematch in New Orleans, and Niners get that number 6 trophy. That's my goal. That's my bet. That's my prediction. And yeah, so that was a quick recap. Football is sexy. Make sure you follow. We're on all platforms, but especially on Instagram. And until then, as always, keep it sexy.